Hello there. How are you? Well, you can't tell me because I can't hear you. But today I want. Sorry. Today I want to talk about how to be a dissident in the world, a dissident of the world as it is. It has come to my attention that everything is extremely annoying. Let me give you an example. Making a video used to be easy on the Mac. Okay, you might say this is trivial, making a video, meaning that it's not an important issue. But it's just an example. Making a video on the Mac used to be easy. Now it's complicated. Going shopping used to be simple. Now it's complicated. Running a business was always difficult, but it wasn't quite so complicated. Being a therapist used to be relatively administratively simple. Now it's really complicated. Sending your kids to school used to be simple. Now it's complicated. Now, I am not, in fact, of the belief that the world is worse than ever, although I am hand-holding this computer, and you're probably seasick by now. So hang on just a second. Let me fix that. Is that better? Let's lean it up against the fan. Okay. It's a little more stable. Anyhow, I am not of the mind that the world is worse than ever. In many ways, I believe the world is better than ever. Believe it or not, there's a book about how it's the least violent world we've ever had. Goods used to be transported around the world, and certainly around the Mediterranean basin, basically by burning people. They'd enslave people, put them down in the whatever that part of the ship is where the people row, and they'd generally live about 6 weeks. And that was calculated as the optimal amount of time that a slave on a ship should live if you want to get the most bang for your buck. So we used to burn people to move goods and services around. It's not quite that bad now, but I'm not really here to talk about really horrible things. Are you talk? I'm talk too. I talk good English, and I talk good English about how annoying, not how horrible, just how annoying the world has become. And if you like how horrible too, why not? Let's throw that in there too. Because the point here is how to be a dissident of the world. Now, remember, those of you old enough to remember back when there was a Soviet Union and an Eastern, an Eastern Bloc. Remember that? Or remember your history books from high school last year or whatever. And there were these people called dissidents. They lived in the Eastern Bloc in countries dominated by what was then called the Soviet Union, which was the Russian Empire, essentially reinvented as a socialist republic, or the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. And there were people in that world who lived as what was called dissidents. And one of them, and I'm not sure which, maybe one of you can post this, one of you history buffs, I could probably look it up, but I'm lazy, define dissident as the following. I live as if I were free. I live as if I were free. I'm not pretending that I am free. I'm not pretending that I ever will be free. But I live as if I were free. So let's look at this. One, everything's gotten really annoying. Everything is way too detailed, way too complicated. Our little brains, if I were 20 years old, I might be able to master all this stuff, but I'm 47 now, and it's starting to get just out of control. Those of you who have a brain as old or older than mine, or as damaged or more damaged than mine, can probably know what I'm talking about when you're trying to just go about your business especially with anything electronic, but even just in everyday life, the amount of forms you need to fill out, the amount of signatures, the amount of laws that apply, all of these things, unless you have a very, very basic life, which if you do, good for you. Good for you. We need you. Then you are facing this incredibly persistent annoyance. Now, some of you are saying, Joe or Dr. Reinmine, whichever you like, you just need a vacation. Well, guess what? You want to reserve a campground? Well, that's going to be a little tricky. Now, here in Oregon, you can usually have a campfire at most campgrounds, but in most states, there are a whole lot of regulations around that. Now, I'm not saying these regulations aren't good. Lord knows we have too many wildfires, but oh my goodness, someone is having fun with their motorcycle. But really, people, things are getting way too complicated. So once again, here I am weighing in at 6 minutes, 10 seconds as I speak. I better get to the point, right? Let's get right to the point. To live as it is, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather. To live as a dissident is very simple. Stop caring so much about getting everything right. That's a little bit of an echo of my last video. You're not going to get it all right. You're not going to get it all done. If you can keep yourself alive and the people you love, help keep them alive, help keep yourself alive. And if you can get some meaning and purpose out of this world, you're doing pretty well. Our expectations have gone, expectation inflation has just gone through the roof, causing an epidemic of depression as Marty Seligman, Dr. Martin Seligman has written and spoken extensively about this phenomenon of depression as a result of several phenomena. Anyhow, this desultory loose association video will soon come to a close, but I think you probably have abstracted from this, if you've bothered watching a 7-minute, 40-second video about how ridiculous everything has become, that it is possible to separate, to detach from all the nonsense and just live. I think I'm probably going to need to say more about that and follow up with some videos that are more pointed, by which I mean succinct. Wouldn't that be nice? Hey, look at it, I'm making videos again. Well,